we can pinpoint when they start recycling and frankly become more loyal to the brand, which is just frankly a wonderful thing.
What is your overall strategy around recycling, and what do you want Staples to be known for in this space?
Yeah, so that's great question to start it all off for sure. So the overall strategy for recycling is really focused on items that are first off, starting from a customer perspective, difficult to recycle. So often, um, our consumers and the products that we marry up as a solution for our customers to recycle are not often commonly known where to recycle them, how to recycle them. So we really want to start with those activities. And certainly, there's great process, great programs today for many of the common household items, whether it be paper, cardboard, glass, plastic, metal, all of those. So there's lots of great infrastructure, common practices. Where we focus on are items that are less common and or more challenging to recycle, and certainly as an overall circular economy to have linkage of products that we carry. So it allows us to really come to the market, come to our customers with an overall solution, not just where they can recycle it and provide them with solutions, but also very importantly, we reward customers for everything we recycle. So whether it be recycling one item, purchasing the same item, or recycling it and frankly purchasing anything that we offer. So that is really a fundamental focus for us. Difficult to recycle items, and where there's connections to product we sell, solutions we sell, we want to try and take full advantage for our customers.
And when it comes to recycling, obviously it's the right thing to do, but it also, is tied to sort of your growth strategy, right? And I know your background is in innovation, right? You had a role in innovation. How is your recycling strategy tied to growth for your company?
Yeah, so important question on this, and it really is. If I really make that connection back to retail, and for anyone folks in the retail business, what's very important is solutions, but ultimately traffic. A retailer needs customers to come in their building and engage. And certainly, any retail is connected with an omni strategy, with an e-commerce connection. But for the actual retail establishment, the health of retail depends on traffic coming into the store. So part of recycling, it plays a major role in establishing a connection with our customers, needing that physical presence to come into the store to recycle the items. And a great convenience, and a lot of the partnerships that we have, and a lot of vendor partners that we have, they may have recycling programs. In many cases, it requires an activity of going out somewhere, initiating something to get a box, to bring it back, to pack it up, to go somewhere else to ship it, or unbox, simply bring it to Staples. And we can do that for you. So it's very important to focus on easy, on convenience, on reward, but ultimately that activity of items that are a solution for customers, and all of which back to the activity that becomes important, and not just for the current products we recycle today, but future, is to have a pipeline, a roadmap that really comes to having customers make trips to our store to engage with our brand, to provide solutions, to have our great teams in our store interact with the customer, and that traffic becomes very very important in a retail store.
Are you able to track that so you can see, whether customers who bring in items to be recycled and therefore may get rewards are bigger purchasers or more repeat customers of yours? Just curious.
Yes. Any big retail establishment, we one thing we're all very good at is measuring. We do a lot of measuring, and what also is very gratifying, business aside, just know that it is an area of passion for customers, because we find when customers start recycling, their shopping behavior changes, their commitment and activity to the brand increases, the velocity of trip calendar, their average spend. So all of those things that are just that we can pinpoint when they start recycling and frankly become more loyal to the brand, which is just frankly a wonderful thing. And so it is very fulfilling for what we're trying to accomplish for the environment, and certainly from the health of the business. When you have more traffic and more customers connect with the brand more frequently, That's all great value.
Tell us how the reward system works for people. How are they rewarded by bringing in their recycled items?
Certainly, yeah. So our customers coming in, we reward our customers really with two separate paths. We reward them with dollars off purchases, and we reward them with our loyalty program, Staples Easy Rewards. We provide points back depending on the item, points back towards a future purchase. And what we have is we have on a per month basis, we can have customers coming back and reward. So, in fact, we have customers who can be extremely engaged every month. They make their trip, they do the recycling, which we absolutely love. We absolutely love. And we have customers who can earn between $100 and $200 a year towards recycling. And some want to use that all at the time of a back to school purchasing or other purchase that they use. So they make regular trips, across all of those household items. And I mean, if you start to poke around geography in your house, it's pretty interesting how many rooms and how many things that we can provide recycling activity for. And I'm sure we're going to unpack some of that. But if I just sort of, in my mind, fly around my house, and you can probably do the same, the kitchen junk drawer, there's generally some batteries rolling around, or you've got your old highlighter pens, markers that over the kids' room, you got your used crayons that you have. In your home office, you look around between your cables, and most people have a whole lot of cables that they don't have any use for overall. You look in your travel bag and you have an old generation recharger for your cell phone, your printer, your laptop, your monitors. The list goes on. And we're talking more about that and getting ready for your trip and time to upgrade your piece of luggage, and we can support that, and we'll talk more about that. But what is really exciting is there's enough opportunities that we have customers looking around all in all their rooms and their small business or their big business, and they bring those items in on a very regular basis, and we reward them every month. So we just love to see the customers return and commit to recycling every month.
It's like the modern day look finding the coins in your couch cushion. How do people know? Is there a way for people to know how much they might expect for certain items?
Yeah, so there's really two ways to do that. So one of them is downloading the Staples app, and as part of our Easy Rewards program, it really tells the customers the rewards as part of our loyalty program as it relates to ink and toner, for example. Many of the other items, there's a $10 that they reward them with $10 towards it. We also have bonus programs where it could be another $5 on top of that, and then so every month that activity can continue to be repeated. Just keeps adding up and keep contributing towards customers' purchases as they go.
Perfect. Let's walk through some of the items that people can recycle at Staples and some of the insights that you have about, what's happening to those items once they get recycled. So maybe we can start with ink and toner because I know that's a big category for you.
Yeah, yeah, it is, and it's been one we've been having a leadership role and committed for a long time because with both ink and toner, two categories we sell a lot of volume of, and two categories that we want to, along with our vendor partners, do everything we can to keep that out of landfill. So let me just walk you through a little bit about that. So the ink and toner is a program we've had for a number of years. And just a bit of context. We recycle the ink and toner from all of our vendors that we carry, all the brands, all the major brands. We recycle all of them, and the brand we do the most recycling with is HP. And this past year together, HP celebrated, we're their largest recycling partner, a milestone of 1 billion ink cartridges. So if you can imagine that number in landfills would be a very bad thing. All of that gets recycled and out of landfill. So we do that with all of our ink and toner vendors. And if you sort of follow all of that through, which is very, very interesting in terms of where it goes, and I've had the pleasure of walking through the facilities and seeing that firsthand from the time you see a customer come into one of our stores and return for rewards for their ink and toner, and you follow that with reverse logistics. We bring it back to our great vendors who do the recycling, and so then you see this product go all the way through, get broken down, and like ink cartridge, which is empty in the context that doesn't print anymore on your paper. There's very sophisticated facility that works through all of that, removes all the residual ink that really is frankly empty. However, each cartridge they can get a little bit of, and anytime you've seen a boxed product whether it be a U-Haul, a Staples box, a Home Depot box, all that printed ink, that is actually residual that's printed. And then in toner, when you see a toner that's typically empty, with that, again, the residual is pushed out. That's built up with the volume that we do, and all of that from one of our major recycler, that's used as part of the asphalt process in the state of California. So for those driving right now, perhaps listening to this or reading this on the roads in California, you may be driving on previously toner powder from Staples Recycling that perhaps you dropped off at some point. So it's just excellent to see all of this. All the plastics is ground down, and depending on the vendor, some vendors will take that back, and they have their internal process to reuse all of those products as well. So whether it be the metals, the plastics, the residual ink and toner, all of that is put back and reused and recycled. So it really is great to see that firsthand, understanding where it goes.
I know you just announced a new initiative around battery recycling. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about that and how you're making it easier for people to collect those batteries at home.
I would love to, and this is one we're very passionate about with all of them. But this is one that we've just launched in a very meaningful way across the country. And I think what's important is how this came about to really jumpstart this opportunity with a much increased focus on this. So it really started off with us working with MIT to understand how there may be a better process and a much more efficient way for the customer to recycle their batteries. And this is one virtually every house and small business is going through. And where it was really interesting partnering with the folks at MIT is in the research where we followed the very beginning of a used battery. So whether it be the remote control, the smoke detector, whatever that item is, the kid's toy, that battery comes out. And what we had found is there's really a crossroads of what happened at the point of origin of now a battery that no longer functions. And there are people who have the best intention, but really have no idea at all where to recycle it. And unfortunately, there's a group of people who dispose of that battery, which is clearly a very bad thing to end up in landfill. But again, in honesty, as you research, you want to understand that, and clearly there's a big opportunity. The second group really intends to do well, and they have that battery in their generally their kitchen drawers. What we found, and some of them are organized, and a lot of them tend to use Ziplocs. We call those the Ziploc recyclers. Who put it in there. They gather over time, and they wait for that moment in their respective community, which is actually generally once a year that it may open up for battery. But not all communities have this opportunity, and so that's a good outcome. When the timing is right, the people take their batteries and have them recycled responsibly at their community drop off. However, there are still some that have now a Ziploc bag full and their drawers full, and they don't know where to go. And sadly, that could end up also in the garbage and ultimately landfill. We want to avoid any one of those from happening. So we have partnered as we've continued to with ERI, our major partnership that we have for e-waste for battery recycling. And what we have available in all of our stores is the capability to take in all of all the volumes of batteries across America, and we recycle those very responsibly. And virtually all of materials and batteries are responsibly recycled. And again, at the same time, we reward customers for doing that, and we're really proud to do that. And as you can imagine, the kind of volume that you take back really requires a rethink of the process, rethink of the process to make it sustainable, to make it functional and efficient for customers, for stores, and all of the logistics from the time the customer brings in. And at the same time, what we found is customers really wanted some help as to how to organize it, something better than a Ziploc bag. So we are offering at various times of the year free at-home battery collection boxes for customers that they can store all their batteries in safely until it does get full, at which point they bring to Staples. It's got information how to store it safely. It's got a 1-800 number in terms of learning more information. Where do the batteries go? How's it recycled? So we provide all that to the customer at no charge. come in Staples and pick it up and follow all the way through. So we're really excited about this opportunity expanding with a much higher net, a much wider net to cast to be able to have customers come in, take full advantage of this. Again, no cost, and we want to reward and celebrate customers for recycling.
What are some of the other things that you can recycle at Staples? Maybe some of the things people might be surprised that Staples will take and recycle.
Yeah, for sure. So really, all electronic e-waste, we do all that. All of your cables, all of your battery packs that you have, your cell phone covers, your iPad covers, we do all of that. And think of every writing tool you may have: pens, pencils, markers, highlighters, crayons. All of that you can bring you can bring it to us. Soda stream canisters, we bring those in and exchange out for new. So it's a pretty wide net, and we continue to update it. And as an example, we are going to be rolling out right around the corner. One that we're really excited about is luggage recycling. And if you think of one, this is not one that you hear a lot of talk on. Once again, it's a difficult one. We sell a lot of luggage. We've got great vendor partnerships, and if you think of it, every time someone comes or yourself, you bought a new piece of luggage, I say to people, what do the customers do with the old? They're probably not luggage collectors. They're probably replacing. And then again, you follow the journey of that used piece of luggage. In many cases, it goes at the end of your curb. It's smaller, stuffed in the garbage can, all of which it ends up in landfill. In this case, you drop it off. You drop it off to a Staples store. You're going to have that recycled, and once again, you're rewarded as part of that towards your new piece of luggage. And if you already bought your new luggage, we'll take your old one, and you're rewarded for anything in the store. So I think that is one we're really excited. And back to your question in terms of the overall value back to the business. When we look at those types of things, that's really an opportunity for us to differentiate to our customers. And a couple things that not a lot of people know about: we're the largest provider of TSA PreCheck in America. And when you put over half, and in fact, well over half of all TSA PreCheck that happened last year happened at Staples store. So you have the services, you have your passport photo, expedited passport photo. If you're late for the trip, we can help you with that, accelerate that. All the travel accessories, and you put all this together, and then you put in recycling as part of that as a solution for your old tired luggage. We can provide that solution too. It really helps round out an overall category solution for us, and it really becomes a stop that the customer make to really think of their entire process. So we continually think about those opportunities.
Take us inside the Staples store of the future and what that might look like.
Yeah, happy to. And it really is ongoing thinking about new opportunities to engage the customer, to provide solutions in a more efficient and inspiring way. And that's really what we set out to do with our store model. But we continue to iterate on that, because one of the things with business, with retail, and with innovation is we need to keep that evolving as an exciting cycle to have customers continue to engage with your brand. So inside, we've looked at the store from a lot of different lenses, and one of the key ones I'll start off talking about is the importance of services. So certainly, recycling is I want to say front and center, but it's actually back and center, because it's a way to have customers walk through and engage and experience the store. And what is important is it's when you walk in the door, you see a very large billboard that really speaks to recycling. We have all of our services available and laid out for the customers. They can see them, they can understand them, and we have a dedicated staff that helps customers recycle their items. And that is really the hub of the store, where they're going to receive their rewards as part of it. So the whole portfolio of items that we just spoke about are all available there. Again, as part of the services, another part of that adjacent services for our customers is returns. If you think of our lifestyle today, wherever we purchase, whether it be in retail or whether we purchase online, a big part of it, there's returns happening more than ever, especially in this e-commerce world. So whether you purchase from Gap, Old Navy, um, Rent the Runway, Amazon, which we have a huge partnership with. All of those are together. So where do I go? Where do I go? We're going to be a hub for all of those. So having those customers come in and experience the store and visually see the recycling is a big part of it. Staying with services, a big part of our business is our shipping services. Um, we started Staples. We became in business almost 38 years ago for small business. And at the heart of that service is our print department, where we print documents, we print signs, posters. And for many small businesses who are in our stores multiple times a week, they see us as extension of their team and frankly their marketing department. And we just love that. We love to be part of that. And so that is a major part of the business. So all of these services are all key things that you really need to enter a retail store. You need to engage with the store teams. So the services become a really key part of that. And with all of that traffic and new traffic really being exposed to all categories that we offer. So whether it be a large expansion in technology for a full assortment in technology need to run your business, technology need to learn. We have the full assortment in efficiency in your business for full connectivity or smart home, whatever that may be. We're very excited to also inspire and educate customers as it relates to solutions to work at home or working in the office, where we really work at pairing the right solution of technology with the right workspace solution. So whether it be ergonomic, whether it be gaming, whether it be for student, whether it be for inspiration. So we really have those vignettes set up through the store to provide that level of inspiration that creates a lot of excitement. We have an area that's really dedicated to small business. So all the primary supplies, just that small business need today in this modern world. And also whether it be adjacent with all of the marketing materials they need for all the respective posters and showcase ways to display this in your business or at your event. We have all of those together. And and another area that's been really fun to work on is in this modern digital world. It is always interesting, I find, still attending meetings today, and even among the most digital forward individuals, they still have the pen and journal as part of that. And I think there's just, I always want to understand why that is, because digitally, a lot of the stuff can be duplicated. There's a way that still people retain. There's a way that people can express a level of creativity that is still there. So we really leaned in and creating several inspiring solutions, pairing up writing with journaling all together as part of that, as part of note taking. So really having some fun. An area that we're also having a lot of fun with some key vendor partners such as Lego, such as Crayola, is really building highly engaged energy of learning shops that we have in our stores with some of the greatest learning tools and brands as part of that. So we're putting all that together. I noted a little bit earlier about luggage and about travel, and really building that to be really, frankly, a pretty major travel shop that we have in our stores. And if we think both for the consumer, but for the business travel, it's really one place you can go to be fully complete in all of your solutions of products that you need and products you may not know you need. So we've got some really unique assortment there. And then there's core categories that we've been known for a long time. We continue to look at enhancing the experience with the right assortment to make it a best-in-class solution. So things such as your printers, your ink, toner, paper, and overall office supplies. But I think that the general notion is the degree of newness and the assortment and the degree of fresh thinking and an overall enhanced experience is the kind of really really exciting feedback we've been hearing from our customers.
A lot of people I think have skepticism that when they put something in the recycle bin, they're not really sure where it goes or if it actually gets recycled. So I know you talked about the ink cartridges, turning into asphalt, but how do you sort of give customers assurance that those products are actually getting recycled, and sort of authenticity around those efforts?
Yeah, for sure. So the kind of so I would say it starts off by having world-class recycling partners. So that's really key. And whether it be ERI, whether it be Close the Loop, Call to Recycle, our key vendor partners are really world-class recyclers. And as part of our work and as part of our audits, we really we take that very seriously in understanding their practices and their processes. So, for example, with ERI and our partnership there of all the all the e-waste and that we send to them, which has been well over 200 million pounds in the last several years. We've made its way to ERI. The work that they've done, and they really work through a very important cycle, as do all of theirs. And the process is really around having the least amount of impact and least amount of carbon footprint as efficient as possible. As they work that all the way through, there's over 98% of every single item and every single piece of item that we have sent to them is recycled. So that is established through their documentation, their transparency, and their very strict measures. So it becomes very important of it starts off who we partner with and who we recycle with, and their practices and our ongoing sharing and communication and audits to ensure they are best in class and the authenticity of what they say they recycle, they do. So I think that is absolutely key, and I'm very, very, very proud to be working with the partners that we have.